The Brodie Mr. Triple-Double Prime Russell Westbrook is considered one of the most unique players in NBA history. His signature move, snagging a defensive rebound and taking it coast to coast for a nasty dunk through traffic that ignites the crowd. Here's a guy who was once an MVP caliber player and now gets disrespected by analysts and fans alike. A player who averaged 10 assists but still gets called a ball hog. A player who averaged a triple-double 4 times in his career but is dubbed a stats patter. And a player who has been praised by basketball legends. But how good was Russell Westbrook during his prime years in the NBA? In 2008, the Seattle Supersonics selected Russell Westbrook with the 4th overall pick from UCLA. While he did get selected by the Seattle Supersonics, he never actually played in Seattle. Shortly after the draft, the team made a major change and moved to Oklahoma City, becoming what we now know as the OKC Thunder. Entering the NBA, Westbrook didn't have the best court vision, and he didn't have a particularly good jump shot for a guard. It was his exceptional energy and unbelievable speed that set him apart from everyone else. No one was able to keep up with him, or slow him down for that matter. One of Russ's signature plays was to grab a rebound, turn on the Jets, and dunk it on the opposite end, all in a matter of seconds. He was so chaotic that he would often turn over the ball, and the very next play he would make up for it by driving to the basket and dunking through traffic. Russ had his own style of playing, and there was no one that was going to change the way he played the game. In his 3rd season, he became an all-star, averaging 22 points and 8 assists. In his 4th season with the Thunder, they made the NBA Finals, where they faced off with LeBron's Miami Heat. The NBA was focused on a storyline that matched up LeBron versus Durant, since they were considered the best players on their respective teams. This didn't stop Russ from doing his thing in the series, whether it was good or bad. In a critical Game 4, Westbrook scored an astonishing 43 points, but in typical Russ fashion, he took some terrible shots when the game was on the line, consequently giving Miami a crucial 3-1 lead in the series. In Game 5, Russ didn't help his team by going 4 for 20 from the field, which ultimately led to the Thunder losing the series. Fans were quick to point fingers at Russell Westbrook. However, he averaged 27 points, 6 assists, and 6 rebounds in the series. NBA critics slammed Russ for taking more shots than Durant when he was the #1 option for OKC. As a 3-time scoring champion, Durant was a much more efficient scorer than all his teammates. In spite of the Thunder losing the series, everyone thought that Durant, Westbrook, and Harden were going to become a dynasty. But Oklahoma would do something the basketball world didn't see coming: trade James Harden to the Rockets. This is considered one of the biggest what-ifs teams in NBA history, as we know that Harden flourished into an all-star caliber player. Entering the 2013 season, KD and Russ managed to win 60 games in the regular season and earned the #1 seed in the West. In the first round of the playoffs, KD and Russ were set to meet their old teammate James Harden. During Game 3 of their matchup, Patrick Beverley crashed into Russ's knee. Russ was quick to get up and tried to walk it off, but you could tell he was in pain. Westbrook didn't know at the time, but he had torn his meniscus. Miraculously, he was able to finish the game and scored 29 points. That wrapped up Westbrook's season, and he was on the road to recovery. This brought up the million-dollar question: would Westbrook be able to return to the explosive player he has always been, or would his knee injury cause him to follow in the footsteps of Derrick Rose, who never fully recovered from his injuries? This was Russell Westbrook's first main injury since high school, and he had never missed more than 2 games prior to that. After Westbrook had his surgery, he came back faster, better, stronger, and harder. When he came back, his playing style didn't do any favors to his health. He would end up needing 2 more knee surgeries before the 2014 season. Russ was able to fully recover from his injuries and return during the playoffs, where he displayed his athleticism and power to everyone. He continued to do the same thing as before, attacking the basket with no regard for human life. His return helped the Thunder reach the Western Conference Finals, but they ultimately lost to the Spurs in 6 games. During this series, Russ averaged 27 points, 6 assists, and 7 rebounds, all while leading the series in scoring. During the 2015 season, Durant suffered a string of foot injuries that ultimately made him miss most of the season. It was during this time that Russ took his game to another level. At that time, he averaged a career high of 28 points per game, securing his position as the leading scorer in the league. Looking beyond his scoring abilities, he also averaged 7 rebounds and nearly 9 assists per game. Even with Westbrook's efficiency, the Thunder still missed the playoffs by a single game. They were missing a vital part of their team, KD. But the following year, KD returned, helping the Thunder bounce back, winning 55 games and advancing to the Western Conference Finals against the Warriors. In Game 4 of that series, Russ led OKC to an easy win with his dominant performance of 36 points, 11 rebounds, and 11 assists. It looked as if OKC was on track to face LeBron in another NBA Finals battle after taking a 3-1 lead in the series. Unfortunately, in the following 3 games, Westbrook didn't show up like he did in Game 4. In those 3 games, he shot a dreadful 35% from the field and below 30% from 3, while averaging 6 turnovers per game. The Warriors got into a rhythm and managed to win the entire series, making it arguably the worst loss in OKC history. Headed into the offseason, Durant was a free agent, and everyone thought he would re-sign to run it back with his team. But the worst scenario happened, and KD decided to join the team that had just defeated them, the Golden State Warriors. Russ was furious with Durant's decision and the way it all went down. Ultimately, Durant exposed his true colors when he didn't bother communicating with Westbrook on his decision to leave OKC. But now, during the 2016 season, Russ had another opportunity of a lifetime. Being the #1 option and officially leading the team for the first time in his NBA career, it seemed like Russ used his frustration to elevate his game to another level. Westbrook had one of his best years yet during the 2016 season, averaging 31.6 points, 10.7 rebounds, and 10.4 assists, making him only the second player to average a triple-double for the season. Going in the first round of the playoffs, Russ's OKC got eliminated by the Rockets in 5 games. Even though Westbrook managed to average an insane 37 points, 11 assists, and 11 rebounds, the series was one-sided. This brought some serious questions about Westbrook's ability to actually help his team. Were all of Westbrook's triple-doubles helping his team, or was he just padding his stats? While many made the argument that he was definitely padding his stats, the statistics showed otherwise. OKC won more than 80% of games where Russ averaged a triple-double. Coincidentally, when Russ was on the bench, the team looked lost with no direction. Westbrook didn't have the greatest teammates surrounding him, but it didn't help the way Russ played the game. Sure, he was the point guard of the team, meaning he would run the offense, but more often than not, he would hold the ball until he'd get a good look. When he wouldn't get a good look, he would pass the ball to his teammates, who only had a couple of seconds to shoot before the shot clock expired. No one other than Russ had the opportunity to get into a rhythm, which led him to basically playing 1-on-5 basketball. Since the beginning of time, basketball has always been a team sport. Sure, you've had your dominant players throughout the years, but they always had a couple of teammates that helped them win. The first player to average a triple-double was Oscar Robertson, and he lost in the first round of the playoffs. Even the best players in NBA history, such as Michael Jordan, who averaged an insane 37 points per game, or Kobe Bryant, who averaged 35 points, couldn't get the job done by themselves. While Russ has undeniably carried his team to many victories, this style of basketball has never worked. Since he didn't have the greatest teammates, you could make the case by saying Russ had to play like that. Others would make the argument that the greatest players in the league are the ones that make their teammates better, such as Nikola Jokic during the 2023 playoff run. He was always looking to get his teammates involved by setting screens or passing the ball to them. Russ was announced as the winner of the 2016 season MVP trophy. Undoubtedly, Russ deserved that accolade, as he did something that hadn't been done in years, averaged a triple-double during the regular season. Westbrook had proven to everyone that he was more than capable of dominating the game of basketball. After winning the MVP award, Russ went on to average a triple-double in 3 out of the 4 following seasons. During his triple-double seasons, Russ would lose in the first round of the playoffs each time. Russ has always been the type of player to have the shoot-first mentality, someone who plays the game of basketball at an extraordinary speed, a player that always did things in his own fashion, but during his prime, his style worked for him. This is what made Russ a unique and outstanding player in the league. Westbrook is considered one of the best transition players in NBA history. a list that includes other elite players such as pre-injury Derrick Rose, LeBron James, and Giannis. Westbrook will go down in history as the best rebounder for the point guard position. Once it's all said and done, Westbrook will finish his career with 25,000 points and 10,000 rebounds. The only other player to achieve this is the king, LeBron James. Westbrook is also a two-time scoring champion, three-time assist leader, and made 9 All-NBA teams. An impressive resume so far. He's still chasing the coveted title of NBA champion, which would be the cherry on top of an already amazing career.